Across the field I stare. The Milky Way has gone to find you. The wind won't let me sleep. It's whispering away. The longer I wait, the longer I wait. Across the field I stare. The Milky Way.
this nice, tell it in a letter, stamp and mail it out. We did our best, couldn't have done better. I think we should be proud. But you held me down when I was
that is all about national parks. I'm going to stick with the archivist so I don't get confused.
Yeah,
Really
sure.
stick with it.
Across the field I stare. The Milky Way has gone to find you. The wind won't let me sleep. It's whispering away. The longer I wait, the longer I wait. Across the field I stare. Gone to find you. The wind won't let me sleep. It's whispering away.
shape, you got the whole world pressing your face, and when you look around, all you see.
So cute, guys.
I never knew your name.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been waiting for you to be the one that starts saying the truth. 'Cause we play these games like nothing's changed. But we're not. Cars to fix, bills to pay, rooms to clean, meals to make. I know you only in my company. You come visit and I make a scene. You know with passion all that we could be. Love is forever, it's always you and me. Say my longing for you, another I've been navy blue, been somebody's fool, but all I remember now is being with you. Light up every room like a super balloon. You put me together when I was broken too. Fireworks in the dark, superstar.